in this lesson, you will learn how to write a report. So hopefully after this lesson, you will be able to write a report using the notes given. Right? So let's start. Report writing is on page 144 to 145 of your textbook. So let's start. Okay, let's look at the task, right? Let's say this is your question or your writing task. So the task said you have recently carried out the student survey on facilities at your school. As the secretary of the prefectorial board, you are asked to write a report of the survey to be submitted to the principal. What I want you to do is to type out the keyword in this writing task in your in the Quizzes browser. Okay, you are all on Quizzes now, I assume. So please type the keyword. What do you think are the keywords? What do you think are the keywords? Siti, Rafia, can you join the Quizzes? Okay, can you guys type the keyword because I didn't see anyone typing anything. So what do you think are the keywords? Let's say this is your task that you're supposed to write. Maybe for an exam or just for your class. This is the question. You have recently carried out a student survey on facilities at your school. As the secretary of the prefectorial board, you are asked to write a report of the survey to be submitted to the principal. Okay, so please type out the keywords that you think, you should highlight in the question on the quizzes. Okay, on the space given. Okay, Tiong Ho has given a whole sentence. You're asked to write a report of the survey to be submitted to the principal. Right, write a report of the survey. Good, Amiru. What else? Tiong Ho's one is a bit long. I wouldn't highlight so many things. Right, write a report of the survey. What else? What about the rest of you? Okay, so both Tiong Ho and Amiru agreed the second part of the sentence. You're asked to write the second part of the second sentence is the keyword or contain the keywords. What about the first part of that sentence and the first sentence itself? Are there any keywords there? Okay, Hong Yong said secretary. Very good, Hong Yong. You pick out the keywords as a secretary, write a report of the survey, write to principal. Very good. What else? There's one more that you guys miss out. Good, you have the word secretary, the word report, survey, principal. There's one more word that you have missed out. What do you think it is? Okay, let's see. Submitted. All right, submitted means it's to the principal. That is not really a keyword, but good try anyway. Good try, Sylvia. Let's look at the first sentence. Is there any keyword in that sentence? You have recently carried out the student survey on facilities at your school. So what do you think? Any keywords there? Anyone else want to add in? Recently carried, good. So you know that is a recent survey, but that's not the word I'm looking for. It's almost survey on facilities. Bingo, Samantha. That is the word, facilities. Okay. Anyone else who want to submit your answers? If not, I'm going to end this question and move on. All right, if nobody's submitting, I'm going to end the question now. So basically, the keyword here would be the word survey, facilities. All right, very good. Carried out the student survey on facilities at your school. It's a bit lengthy though. So the keyword would be survey, facilities at your school, or in other words, school facilities, secretary, report, and principal. Okay, so please remember the keywords because you will need them for another few questions later on. Okay? All right. I'm going to end the question now, all right? So let's look at the notes given. So this would be your notes, okay? Because in your PT3 exam or your end of year exam, part 2 of your writing task would be an essay and you'll be given notes like this. So let's say this is the notes given. Right, these are the notes given. So what are the keywords here? Okay, please study the notes properly. You have the word survey in the middle. Purpose of the survey. What are the facilities? Opinions on the facilities. How to improve the facilities and recommendation. Okay, here are the notes. You are going to type the keywords in the next slide. So if you need to jot down, I'll give you some time to jot down the notes first. If not, just remember in your head. Okay? Ready? Are you guys ready? Okay, I think you should be ready now. Remember its purpose, what are the facilities, opinions on the facilities, how to improve the facilities, recommendation. Okay, this will be the notes given. So please type the keywords in the next slide. Okay, very good. The word facilities is there. What else? Opinions on the facilities. Good. So the key will be facilities, opinions. Okay. What else? Recommendation. Very good. So you need to keep this in mind. Survey. Good. So the survey is the source of information. Very good, Sally. Recommendation. What else? There are a few more keywords. Opinion. Okay, that has been said earlier. Very good. The word opinion. What else? You have opinion, recommendation. There's at least 3 more points. Improve the facilities. Very good. So there'll be suggestions to improve the facilities. Okay, a suggestion for improvement. That's right, Samantha. So you have add 2 more, or at least 1 more, since the word facilities has been given earlier. Okay, those who have not responded, would you want to try? Okay, the word recommendation. All right, Joanna, that's right. So a lot of you managed to pick out the word opinion, recommendation. Okay, so the recommendation would be on how to improve the facilities. The word survey, that's right, Akila. Right, the word survey, but there's another word before the word survey that plays a very important role. And someone mentioned facilities just now. Sylvia mentioned facilities, so I assume you're saying what type of facilities you're supposed to talk about. Okay. All right, the two have not responded. Would you like to respond? If not, I'm going to end the question. All right, I'll end the question. And let us proceed to the next slide to look at what sort of keywords we are actually looking at. Okay, so if you notice, the question is there again. And the first keyword that you have will be the word student survey. So you know that the survey, the focus group of the survey or the target of the survey are students. So that is very important. Okay. The word school facilities. So you're not talking about the swimming pool at your clubhouse or the traffic lights on the road. You're not talking about that sort of facilities or even the public toilet. You're not talking about that, but you're looking specifically only at the school facilities, those that you have in your school. Okay. Those of you who do not know what a facility is, since you are on the internet now, you can try to Google it up. The word report, that would be the genre that you're supposed to write. And this is the word that a lot of you miss out, the purpose. What is the purpose of your report? What is the purpose of the survey? Okay, the word purpose, that one is very important. You'll see why later. The word opinions, a lot of you pick this up. How to improve, just now Samantha mentioned, improve on the facilities. That's right, how to improve. Basically, the question is how to improve. Okay, so you need to give suggestions on that. And the last word, recommendation. Okay, a lot of you managed to pick out that word. Very good. So now, let us look at some questions that's related to the writing task. If you remember the writing task, that'll be very good. So based on the writing task, who are you? Okay, who are you actually? Are you a teacher, a student, a principal, or a secretary? Who are you? You can check more than one answer. Okay, I have 3 more students have not answered yet. All right, time is running short. So who are you? Are you a teacher, a student, a principal, or a secretary? When you write a report, knowing who you are is very important because this thing will be reflected in your report later. Okay. All right, one more. Okay, time's up. Let's see. Sylvia is leading, followed by Sally and Tiong Ho. Okay. Wow, very good. All of you get correct except one person who answered the principal. No, you are not the principal. You are a secretary. And that secretary is actually a student in the school. Okay, so remember that you are a secretary, which is a student, and you are writing this for someone else. So who is that person that you're writing the report for? Who are you writing the report for? Are you writing the report for another student, a teacher, a principal, or the head prefect? Who are you writing that report for actually? Knowing this is very important as well because it will determine what style you're going to write in later. Okay, so who are you writing a report for? Another student, a teacher, a principal, or a head prefect? You have 30 seconds left to answer the question. Okay, time's up. For those who didn't manage to answer, I hope you understand the question. Okay, let's see who's leading. Hong Yon is on top, followed by Sally and Chua Tiong Ho. And 5 of you got it. You guys hit the bingo. 5 of you have hit the bingo. Yes, the answer is a principal. You are writing to a principal. And at times you can say the principal is a teacher as well, but there's a slight difference because a principal is like way up there as compared to a teacher. Okay? You are not writing to the head prefect and you are not writing to another student. Because if you are writing to another student or a head prefect, that will influence your choice of style later. Okay? I'm going to talk about this in a short while in the next 2 questions. Okay, the next question. Why are you writing the report? Okay, what is the point of writing the report? Why are you writing it? Please remember when I ask you why you are writing the report, the answer is not because the teacher asked me to do so or because you have to do it during the exam. It's not that. But what is the purpose of that report actually? Is it to describe the results of the survey, to give opinions of students about the school facilities, to suggest ways to improve the school facilities, or to discuss the conditions of the school facilities? Okay, if you are describing results of the survey, you'll be saying things like 10% of the students agree to it, 20% of the student thinks the toilets have problem. That would be describing the results of the survey. Is that required in the question? All right, or are you required to give opinions of students? Or suggest ways to improve or discuss the conditions of the school facilities? Okay, time's up. 9 of you managed to answer. Let's see. Okay, Sylvia is on top. Very good. Basically, all of you get correct, except for one person who said describe the results of the survey. Yes, you can describe the results of the survey, but that is not required in the question. The writing task did not ask you to describe the results of the survey. It asked you to give opinions and to suggest ways to improve, right? So because you only have 1 hour for your writing paper, so you do not have enough time to write a lot. So because you do not have enough time to write a lot, please keep it to the requirement of the question. Okay? If it is not necessary, do not mention it. However, if you think by saying things like half of the students think the toilets have problem, that will actually help in you when you give opinions of the students. Fine, you can do that as well, okay? But that is not required in the question. Okay. This is about the style. What style should the report be written in? Remember just now the first 2 questions, you are a secretary, you're writing the report to a principal. So what style should the report be written in? Remember, the secretary here is not a teacher, but just a student. So what style should the report be written in? Should it be formal, semi-formal, or informal? Okay. If you are writing from a friend, I mean a student to another student, there'll be a peer group, then that will influence the answer, but you are not. All right, so I've given you a clue here. Remember, you're a secretary, which is a student, and you are writing to a principal. Two person have not answered. Okay, actually one person have not answered. Time's up. Let's see. Okay, Sylvia followed by Kyung Ho and Hong Yong. All right, very good. 6 of you thinks it's formal, and that is the correct answer. 2 of you said it's semi-formal, and 2 of you said it's informal. All right, I'll discuss this part of it. Because you are a student and you're writing to the principal, so the format should be formal. Because the principal is your superior. Superior means somebody of a higher authority, right? So the style of the report should be formal. If you are writing to another student, let's say you are a student, you're the secretary, and you are reporting to the head prefect, who is another student, then your style can be semi-formal. Or if you are writing the report, and the report is to be published in the school magazine, and the school magazine would be read by all the other students, then the style can be semi-formal, right? And a report is never informal. Okay, please bear that in mind. A report cannot be informal. It's either semi-formal or formal, depending on the power play. So if you're writing to someone of your same peer group, then it will be a semi-formal report. If you're writing to someone of a higher authority, like a teacher or principal, then the report would be in a formal form, in a formal style. Okay, and what do we mean by formal? For example, if you use the words children, that would be semi-formal. The word students would be formal, all right, in the context of a school. If you use the word kids, K-I-D-S, kids, that would be informal. So remember, in report, you don't use the word kids, you use the word students to make it formal. All right, if you're writing a semi-formal report, you can use the word children. Okay? Or even the word friends. My friends think that the toilets have problems. That would be a semi-formal style of saying it. A formal way of saying it would be, most of the students think that the toilet has problem. Okay, that will be formal. Now, I hope you understand this part. Okay, the next question. Give examples of school facilities. Remember just now we mentioned school facilities is a keyword. What are school facilities? I've told you how to use a Cambridge dictionary before. So if you don't know, you can try to find out. Okay, the word chair, library, 2 of you have stated it. What about the rest? Okay, in case you've forgotten how to use a dictionary, I can show you how to use it now, in case you've forgotten. Okay. Please continue answering it if you already know. All right. So how do you use a Cambridge dictionary? Go and search for Cambridge dictionary in your Google, or can type in dictionary.cambridge.org and type in the word facilities. Since you already know the word school, so you just need to know the word facilities. So what are facilities? Okay, a place especially including buildings where particular activities happens, buildings, equipment, and services provided for a particular purpose. This would be the definition that you need. Okay, so school facilities would be the buildings, equipment, and services in the school that serve a particular purpose within the school. This would not be the definition that you want, nor are this. Okay, so or it can be this one: facility, equipment, rooms, etc., that are provided for people to use. Okay, so what are the special rooms or equipments in the school that are provided for students to use? A building or area that is used for a particular activity or purpose. That would be facilities. The rest are not the correct definition in this context. Okay, so remember, it's about the room or equipment that are used for a particular purpose. Okay, so I will return to that slide now. I'll return to my slide. Okay, let's see. Right, Sylvia said chair. Okay, chair can be a facility, but it's part of the facilities in the classroom. It's an equipment in the classroom. So I would say the classrooms would be better if you talk about school facilities. Library, music room, very good, Samantha, but do we have music room in the secondary school? Some secondary schools might have music room, but a secondary school like SMK Sungai would not have any music room. Okay, toilet, very good. Computer room, yes. And science lab, very good. Hong Yon, you've given 3 school facilities here. Can add knowledge. Akila, can add knowledge is not a school facility. Right, that is the function of the school. Toilet, yep, there's a school facility. That's right, Joanna. Sally said library. Amirul said library. Dongho said the library. Yes, that's right. Those are school facilities. And Darren said music room. Music room, like I said, yes, it's a school facility, but you don't find it in every school. Okay. Agama room, very good, Akila. That is a school facility. The word agama is not an English word, so you need to translate that to an English word. Like, for example, Islamic education room. Or if you're talking about, yeah, I think Islamic education room would be better. Okay. Good. Anyone else would like to add on? Okay, so basically you understand what are school facilities. This would be very important because if you do not understand the keyword, you will be writing things out of topic. And during your level at Form 3, the keywords or the words that's being used are words that you have already learned since Form 1 to Form 3. Some of the words you should know already because these are low-level words that you have learned in primary school as well. Okay, so I'll end the question since there's no more response. Okay. So let's look at the leaderboard. Still Sylvia on top, followed by Dongho and Hong Yong. Okay, this is a sample report. I would like you to read it now. Okay, please look at the sample report. Okay, I will read through the report as well so that you will learn how certain words are pronounced too, okay? So we start with the word to, Miss Angela Halens, principal of Torrington High School, from Katrina Gormley, secretary of the prefectorial board. Subject, survey on school facilities. This report presents the findings of a survey on the facilities at Torrington High School. It also suggests some improvements to the facilities. Most students think the library is neither big enough nor well equipped. As a result, it is not as useful as it should be. A different location for the library could be either the old science lab or the common room, as both of these are much bigger than the library. Students also suggested we have more computers put in so students can do research on the internet there. In general, most students believe the classrooms are good. They particularly like the interactive whiteboards as they make lessons more interesting. However, students complained about the temperature during winter. The students felt that the classroom should have either central heating or air conditioning. To sum up, the main recommendations are to both move the library and to improve the equipment in it, as well as to provide a better heating system. Okay, so most probably this school is in a country with a winter season. That's why, with a cold season, that's why they need central heating. Okay, so it's not a school in Malaysia because we don't have winter here. All right, so remember the sample report because the next question will be based on the sample report. All right, let's look at the first paragraph and you need to choose the appropriate heading for the first paragraph. This report presents the findings of a survey on the facilities at Torrington High School. It also suggests some improvements to the facilities. So what would be the most appropriate heading for this paragraph? School facilities, the library, classrooms, introduction, or conclusion? What do you think? Okay, time's up. Some of you didn't manage to answer. Please do a bit faster, yeah? Okay. Sylvia is on top. Very good. Wow. Okay, only one person got it correct. Yes, the heading for this part or for paragraph 1 should be the word introduction. School facilities is closed, but unfortunately, that's not the way you write the report. So the first paragraph of a report must have the heading introduction and not anything else. All right, those who put the library, no, it's not relevant at all because in the first paragraph, you did not mention the library. Okay, remember the first paragraph, the heading of that paragraph must be the word introduction and not anything else. Okay, let's look at the second question. We are now looking at paragraph 2. What do you think would be the most appropriate heading? Most students think the library is neither big enough nor well equipped. As a result, it is not as useful as it should be. A different location for the library could be either the old science lab or the common room, as both of these are much bigger than the library. Students also suggested we have more computers put in so students can do research on the internet there. So what do you think are the most appropriate heading? Again, you have the same choice. You have the same answer options. Okay, is it classrooms, school facilities, introduction, library, conclusion? I don't know. All right, you have 19 seconds left. You better be quick. Okay. Come on, 14 seconds left. 13. You better be quick. All right, 2 more. 1 more. Okay, time's up. Sorry, you didn't manage to answer. Okay, let's see. Kyung Ho on top. Very good. Most of you said the library, and that's right. This particular paragraph is about the library. Okay, if you look at it, it talks about the library, right? Most students think the library is neither big enough nor well equipped. That gives an opinion, students' opinion of the library. And then The next part gives you the suggestions. A different location for the library could be either the old science lab or the common room, as both of these are much bigger than the library. So this would be the suggestion to improve the library. How? Move it to another place. Okay, and another suggestion to have computers put in there so students can do research on the internet. So not only does the writer give you the suggestion, it also tells you the reason why or the justification why he or she makes that suggestion. Okay, so the answer is the library. It's not about the classrooms. If you said school facilities, it will be way too general. Okay, so remember, each paragraph of your report or each part of your report must have a heading. So the second paragraph is one part by itself. So the heading would be the library. It's not the school facilities. The school facilities is too wide, and it's not the classrooms because the classroom, it's not about the classroom at all in this paragraph. Okay, now let's look at paragraph 3. Choose the most appropriate heading. In general, most students believe the classrooms are good. They particularly like the interactive whiteboards as they make lessons more interesting. However, students complained about the temperature during winter. The students felt that the classroom should have either central heating or air conditioning. Okay, so what is this paragraph? What is the heading for this paragraph? Okay, Hall, Sylvia. Okay, very good. All of you got it correct. The answer is classrooms. That's right. The answer is classrooms. Okay. We'll move on to the last paragraph. Oh, before that, notice how this paragraph is being phrased. If you notice, the writers start off by saying about the good things about the classrooms, like why the students like the classrooms, before stating the students' negative opinion of the classrooms. So at first it's positive opinions and then the negative opinions, and give the suggestion. Okay, should have either central heating or air conditioning. That would be the suggestions to improve the classrooms based on the students' complaint. Okay, all right. Now what about the last paragraph? What would be the most appropriate heading for this paragraph? Should be easy already. To sum up, the main recommendations are to both move the library and to improve the equipment in it, as well as to provide a better heating system. Okay, time's up. Let's see. All right, very good, Sylvia. You have moved to the top. All of you got it correct except 3. 5 of you said conclusion. That is right. 3 of you mentioned school facilities. Nope. Unfortunately, that is not the heading. So the last paragraph of your report or the last section of your report must be the word conclusion. Just like the first paragraph or the first part of the report is introduction, the last part of it is conclusion. Heading must be conclusion and not anything else. Okay? All right. Let's move on. Okay, so this is the report itself with the heading being put in. Can someone read this for us? Any volunteers? If not, I'm going to choose. Shafiq, can you do us the honor of reading this? Shafiq? Okay, turn on your microphone and read it aloud for us.
Do you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
This report presents the finding of a survey on the facility at Torrington High School. It also suggests some improvement to the facility. Most students think the library is neither big enough nor well equipped. As a result, it is not as useful as it should be. A different location for the library could be either the old science lab or the common room, as both of these are much bigger than the library. Students also suggested to have more computers put in so students can do research on the internet there. In general, most students believe the classrooms are good. They particularly like the interactive whiteboard as they make lessons more interesting. However, students complain about the temperature during the winter. The students felt that the classroom should have either central heating or air conditioning. Conclusion: to sum up, the main recommendations are to both move the library and to improve equipment in it, as well as to provide a better heating system.
All right, very good, Shafiq. But you miss out some headings. No problem with the pronunciation. Can I have somebody else read it with the headings inside? Let's see. Who shall I call? Hong Yong? Chang Hong Yong? Can you do us the honor of reading this? Make sure you read the first part, the top part as well, and the word introduction, the library with the heading as well, okay? Hong Yong, can you read this for us? Chang Hong Yong? Can't on the mic, all right. Okay, no problem. If you can't on the mic, let's ask someone else. Samantha? Samantha? Samantha, are you there? Can you switch on your mic and read the report? Make sure you read the top part and the heading as well. Samantha? Samantha, do you have a problem with your microphone? Samantha? Okay, she's not responding. Maybe she has mic problem as well. Let's ask Tiong Ho. Can you help us read this? Tiong Ho? Pa Tiong Ho? You also cannot on the mic. Hiyo. Who can switch on the mic and help to read this? Still cannot. Mic bug. Amirul, what about your microphone? You have a problem with it as well? Oh, yeah, mic bug. Oh, you're saying they have mic bug. Do you have a problem with the microphone? Amirul? Okay, yes, you try already. All right. Joanna, would you want to try? Joanna? Joanna? You also cannot on the mic. Okay, it looks like today everyone is going to tell me you cannot on the mic already. All right, never mind. I hope you remember the report, how it looks like, because the next part of it will require you to look at the sample report again. Okay? So remember, Okay, what kind of information does the writer give in paragraph 1? Okay, remember your paragraph 1? This report presents introduction. This report presents the findings of the survey on the facilities at Torrington High School. It also suggests some improvements on the facilities. So what kind of information does the writer give in paragraph 1? Is it give students opinions on the first facility and make a suggestion for improvement? Give students opinions on the second facility and make suggestion for improvement? Bring the report to an end by putting forth a recommendation, or state the purpose of the survey? Which one? Should be an easy question. Okay, I have 4 more students not answering yet. Okay, time's up. Let's see. Okay, Tiong Ho is still on top. All right, 3 of you are correct. You state the purpose of the survey. So paragraph 1 is all about the purpose. You do not go straight to your points yet. Okay, so paragraph 1 is all about the purpose, why you write the report, and the purpose of the survey. Okay, let's look at paragraph 2. So what kind of information does paragraph 2 contain? Okay, what kind of information does the writer give in paragraph 2? I'll read the paragraph to you. Most students think the library is neither big enough nor well equipped. As a result, it is not as useful as it should be. A different location for the library could be either the old science lab or the common room, as both of these are much bigger than the library. Students also suggested we have more computers put in so students can do research on the internet there. So what kind of information does the writer give in paragraph 2? Is it students' opinions on the first facility and make a suggestion for improvement? Students' opinions on the second facility and make a suggestion for improvement? Bring the report to an end by putting forth a recommendation, or state the purpose of the survey? Which one? Come on, you have 15 seconds left. Time's almost up. Okay, I only have 8. What about the rest? 9. 3 more. All right, time's up. Let's see your answers. Tiong Ho still on top, followed by Sylvia and Shafiq. Very good. Okay, 6 of you managed to get it correct. That's right. So the second paragraph would be your main point number 1. Okay, give students opinions on the first facility and make a suggestion for improvement. So it's on the first facility. It's not the second facility, right? And it's not the end of the report yet. So those 2 and those 1, please bear that in mind. Paragraph 2 is your first main point. And your main point here is to talk about the first facility. Okay? Let's look at paragraph 3. What kind of information does the writer give in paragraph 3? I will read to you. In general, most students believe the classrooms are good. They particularly like the interactive whiteboards as they make lessons more interesting. However, students complained about the temperature during winter. The students felt that the classroom should have either central heating or air conditioning. Okay, you have 34, 33 seconds left. Better be quick. So what kind of information does the writer give in paragraph 3? Opinions on the first facility and suggestion for improvement, opinions on the second facility and suggestion for improvement, or bring the report to an end by putting forth a recommendation or state the purpose of the survey. Which one is it? Should be easy. Come on, only 8. What about the rest? Okay, time's almost up. Time's up. Okay, let's see. Tong Ho is still on top, followed by Sylvia, Amirul, and Shafiq. Very good, Amirul, that move up. That's right, paragraph 3 is students' opinions on the second facilities. It's not bringing the report to an end. Okay, you do not bring the report to an end in the middle of your report. Right, this is still the middle of your report. So basically, the third paragraph would be your main point number 2. Okay? So let's look at the last question. What kind of information does the writer give in paragraph 4? This should be very easy. I'll read to you anyway. To sum up, the main recommendations are to both move the library and to improve the equipment in it, as well as to provide a better heating system. Okay? So what kind of information is this? Is it the students' opinions on the first facility and make suggestions for improvement? Students' opinion on the second facility and make suggestions for improvement? Or bring the report to an end by putting forth a recommendation or state the purpose of the survey? Which one? Only 8 of you. Okay. Better be quick. 4 more students left. Okay, time's up. Let's see if there's any changes in the leaderboard. Oh, Sylvia moved up to the top. Very good, Sylvia. That's right, all of you correct. Okay, so the last paragraph is you bring the report to an end by putting forth a recommendation. So this particular writer has brought the report to an end by saying to sum up. Okay, that's a signal word which we'll look at in a short while. All right, so the introduction of the report basically states what the report is about. Okay, remember introduction, which is paragraph 1, it is to state what the report is about. You can use phrases like, the aim or purpose of this report is to, this is a report on, this report will present the findings of, this report describes or focuses on or deals with. So you can actually memorize these phrases and use it when you write. Okay? So for example, this particular report is on a survey. So phrase number 3 will be more suitable. This report will present the findings of a survey on school facilities. Right? If the report is on a school visit, it could be this report describes the school visits to Taman Negara or to Baco National Park. Okay? The aim, this one will be very general. The aim of this report is to describe the school visits to Taman Negara. This is a report on, then you can follow by what is the report about. This is a report on school visits to the Baco National Park. Okay, I think someone has switched on your microphone. Amirul, looks like your mic is working. You can help us read later. Okay, but unfortunately, you might need to off your mic first because there is a noise interference. Okay, I'm going to mute it for you. Please unmute it later. when you need to speak. All right, so this is paragraph 1. Paragraph 2 and 3, which is the main parts of the report, will give information by expanding on the notes given. Unfortunately, there is no particular set phrases you can use. So it will depend on the topic, or it will depend on the writing task. Okay, so you need to look at the notes that's given to you and expand on that. What do we mean by expanding on the notes? It means that you have to answer the questions in the notes. Okay, this would be the main part of your report, paragraphs 2 and 3. Remember, for exam purposes, you do not have that much time, so 4 paragraphs will do. In a report, 4 paragraphs will do. Okay? Okay. Conclusion of the report, which is the last paragraph, paragraph 4. What do you do in the conclusion? You state your overall impression or opinion. Again, you have some phrases that you can memorize off. So you can use phrases like, to sum up, the main recommendations or suggestions are, if this is a report whereby you need to give recommendation. Okay, if it is a report where you don't have to give recommendation, then you can just say to sum up, followed by your summary of it. Okay? In conclusion, there's another phrase that you can use. All in all would be a bit like semi-formal style. So if you're writing the report for your peer group, like for another student, then you can use all in all. But to the principal, not really, because this is more like a semi-formal style way of saying in conclusion. Okay? So to sum up and in conclusion would be better. On the whole, this is okay. You can use this. On the whole, it means the same thing as in conclusion. In my opinion, and from my point of view. Okay? You can use these two as well if you are giving your opinion in the last paragraph. Right? In my opinion, from my point of view. Okay. So, when you write a report, please bear in mind these points. Number 1, keep in mind who you are writing the report for and why, so that you can write in an appropriate style. So always study the writing task given to you. Okay? Keep in mind who you are writing the report for. So you're writing the report for a principal, a teacher, another student, the head prefect, or just write to students in general to be published in school magazine. Okay, so you need to keep in mind who you are writing the report for and why you are writing it. Okay, is the report on the results of a survey, or is the report on the school visits, or is it the report on activity that you have done in school? So you need to know why you're writing it as well. Okay, this will determine the style of your report. Is it going to be formal? If you're writing to the principal or the teacher, it will be formal. That's what we mean by a superior, someone of a higher authority. Or if you're writing to a peer group, someone of the same level, then you can use semi-formal. So if you're a student, you're writing to another student, or you're writing to students in general, or you're writing to the head prefect, then you use semi-formal. Okay? All right. Organize your ideas into separate paragraphs for every major point. All right. Paragraphing would be very, very important in a report. If your report does not have paragraphing, it only has 1 paragraph, that is not a good report because it is not easy to read. All right, a report must be easy to read, which is why it has headings for each paragraph. Okay? And use heading to indicate what topic each paragraph focuses on. Make sure your heading reflects what is that paragraph about. So the first paragraph, the heading would be introduction. The last paragraph, the heading would be conclusion. Paragraph 2 and 3, it will be depending on what that paragraph contains. All right, so let's say for school facilities, you're not writing on the library, you're writing about toilet, then the the heading for that paragraph would be toilet. Or if you are talking about the canteen, then the heading for that paragraph would be canteen. Okay? Right. So let's recap. This is how your report looks like. Now, please notice that you must have this thing on top, to, from, and the subject. You have to write all this on top. Okay, remember it's to, from, and subject. Then you have the heading for each paragraph: introduction, the library, classrooms, conclusion. Okay, first paragraph state what the report is about. Second paragraph gives information. Third paragraph gives information. And the last paragraph state your overall impression or opinion. Okay, and notice the phrases in blue. These are set phrases that you can memorize off and use it in your report as appropriate. And please also notice the words in red. Okay, the word also, neither nor, as a result, as useful as, either, or, as both, also, so, in general, however, either, both, and, as well as. These are what we call connectors or cohesive devices. It will help make your essay better because it's the way how your essay will be able, or how your sentences will be able to gel together in the form of an essay. If you do not have this, then your essays would be disjointed. It will contain sentences that does not make sense because they don't link together. Okay? It will contain sentences that do not make sense. So make sure you have these connectors or cohesive devices. If you are looking at the exam, by using connectors and cohesive devices, it will improve your mark in terms of organization. Okay, the same as paragraphing as well. The paragraphing, good paragraphing will give you better marks in terms of organization. Okay, so we'll talk about the marking scheme in the next class. All right, so let us study. Okay, let us study another different writing task. And this will be the one that you will be writing for this week. This will be the task that you'll be writing for this week, okay? There are a few school visits organized by the English Language Society every year. As a secretary of the society, you are asked to write a report of the visit to be submitted to the principal. In about 120 words, write a report. You may use the notes given to help you. So the notes are distinct in circle. So in the middle, you have the word school visit, purpose of the visit, what did you do, what did you learn, how did you feel, what did you see, where. They are not in the order that you are supposed to write. Okay? So you might not want to put where at the last paragraph because it doesn't make sense. Okay, these are not in order. That's why it's in a round format. It's not in dot point. Right? The notes given are not in order. You need to reorganize it. So if I were you, I would start off with where before I talk about the purpose. And then I will end up with what did you learn and how did you feel. These two would be in my last paragraph. Okay? So if I were you, I'm going to put this maybe somewhere in the introduction or even before the introduction in the subject itself. Then I'll talk about the purpose in my first paragraph. Then in my second paragraph, I might say, what did I do? Third paragraph, I will say, what did I see? And the last two paragraphs, the last paragraph would be on the two last points. What did you learn and how did you feel? Okay, it depends on your arrangement. But that is a logical arrangement for this particular writing task. So what I want you to do is to remember the keywords, because in the next slide, you are going to type out the keywords. Oh, wait, I didn't ask you to type out the keywords. You're going to answer some questions based on the keywords. Okay, take some time to read them first. Make sure you remember them, okay? Okay, all right. I hope you remember the keywords now. Okay, based on the writing task, which of the following is correct? So remember at the beginning of the writing, at the beginning of your report, what must you put? So which of the following is correct? Are you going to put Dear Mr. David Andrews, or to Mr. David Andrews, Teacher Advisor of English Language Society, or to Mr. Andrews, Principal of SMK Sungai Asap, or Dear Members of English Language Society? Which one? Please respond. You have 30 seconds left. Which of the following is correct? Okay. Remember the task. As a secretary of the society, you're asked to write a report of the visit to be submitted to the principal. Time's up. Let's see. Okay, Hong Yon have moved up the leaderboard. Good. All right. Luckily, no one said Dear Mr. Andrews, but unfortunately, 3 of you still said Dear Members of the English Language Society. There are 2 reasons why this cannot be used. Number 1, in the report, you do not use the word dear. This would be in a letter. In a report, you do not use the format dear, you use to. Okay? Number 2, you are not writing the report to other members of the English Language Society. So it is not writing it to a peer group. Therefore, this is wrong. Dear members of English Language Society is wrong. All right. 2, Mr. Andrews, Mr. David Andrews, both of these are correct, except for the second part. Are you writing to the principal or the teacher advisor? Please do not get yourself confused. The instructions say, as a secretary of the society, you're asked to write a report of the visit to be submitted to the principal. So you're supposed to submit this to the principal. So Mr. David Andrews would be the principal of SMK Sungai Asap, not the teacher advisor of English Language Society. Please do not get the post wrong. That is very important. Okay? Next. Okay, the next question is the thing on top. The second line, what do you write? From Mary Lee, member of English Language Society, or from Mary Lee, secretary of English Language Society, or yours sincerely, Mary Lee, or your friend, Mary Lee? Which one? Please make your choice now. Okay. I'll read to you the question, the task again. There are a few school visits organized by the English Language Society every year. As a secretary of the society, you're asked to write a report of the visit to be submitted to the principal. Okay? All right, you have 18 seconds left. Okay, some of you have not responded yet. Time's up. Let's look at the leaderboard. Okay, no changes. All right, very good. 7 of you hit the bingo point. Yes, it's Mary Lee from Mary Lee, Secretary of English Language Society. All right, correct. Mary Lee is a member as well, but you do not write the word member because you have a post. And your post is the secretary. You have a position in the society. It's the secretary. So make use of your position and write yourself as secretary of English Language Society. You do not use yours sincerely because that would be in the format of a letter. You're not writing a letter, you're writing a report. So you do not use yours sincerely. Luckily, no one said your friend. Okay? Now let's look at the next Question. Which of the following is the most appropriate subject of the report? Remember, on the top you have to, from, and subject. So which of the following would be the most appropriate subject of the report? School visits, visit to Matang Wildlife Center, or English Language Society? You need to use a bit of common sense here. Okay? Which is the most appropriate subject of the report? If you look at the task, or if you remember the task, it said there are a few school visits organized by English Language Society every year. As the secretary of the society, you are asked to write a report of the visit to be submitted to the principal. And the note said school visit, purpose of the visit. What did you do? What did you learn? How did you feel? What did you see? Where? Okay, time's up. Let's see. All right, Hong Yon has moved up to number 4. Aiyo, unfortunately, only 2 of you got it correct. Okay, visit to Matang Wildlife Center would be so much better than just school visits for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, you are supposed to write the report of a visit, one visit only. There are many visits throughout the year, but you're supposed to write on one only. If you notice, the notes just now have the word school visit in the middle as in the singular form. So you talk about only one school visit, not about many school visits. Therefore, school visits cannot be the answer. Okay, cannot be the subject of the report. And if you put English Language Society, it'll be a bit too general and a bit too vague. What is it about the English Language Society that you want to report? Is it about the activities, the school visits, or what? Okay, so this is very vague. Therefore, visit to Matang Wildlife Center will be so much better because in your report, you are going to talk about one particular visit only, and that is the visit to Matang Wildlife Center. If you put down the subject of the report as visit to Matang Wildlife Center, you wouldn't have a problem with your first dot point, where, because the where would be answered in the subject already. Okay? So I hope you are clear on this. Okay. Anyway, later on you have to write this report. All right, expand on the notes given where. I've given an example just now as Matang Wildlife Center. You can write about other places. So where do you want to write? Where? Where would your visit be? Your school visit? School. So you want to have a school visit to school. What school? Well, you can have a school visit to another school, to a different school. Maybe you want to visit their English Language Society, but school would be a bit too general, Sylvia, so you need to be a bit more specific. Yup, Kampung Budaya, very good. Museum, very good, except for your spelling, Hong Yong. Please double check the spelling on the word museum. All right, SMK Green Road, yes, you can visit SMK Green Road. Zoo, yes, Sylvia, you can have a visit to a zoo, but you might want to name the zoo. Okay, there are a few zoos around in Sarawak, in the whole world, in Malaysia. So zoo would be a bit too general. Zoo Negara, very good, Sally. So Zoo Negara is one particular zoo. Sarawak Cultural Village, that's right, Amiru, except that the word cultural and village should be in capital letters C and V. Zoo Negara, that's right, Samantha. Where else? Okay, museum. Oh yeah, are you sure that's a spelling for museum? Please double check your spelling. You can go onto Google and search for it. I'm very sure that is not the spelling for museum. Okay, any more? Some of you have not answered yet. I have 13 people in the class. 13 minus 2, 11 people. Oh, Daniel has just joined us. Hi, Daniel. I'm sure you're a bit lost. But if you can see my presentation screen, please type joinmyquiz.com and then write in join the quiz and type the code 711092. Okay, then you'll be able to respond. Okay, Akila, good. Zul, but like I said, it's a bit too general. Finally, Hongyeon, you managed to get the spelling correct. That's right, museum. But you might need to be a bit more specific because there are many museums in Sarawak and in Kuching itself. Taman Negara, yes, Joanna, that's right. Or you can say National Park. But you might need to be a bit more specific. Which national park are we talking about? The Bakau National Park? Or what? Or Mulu National Park? So you need to be a bit more specific. The same goes for the word museum and zoo. Daniel, do you manage to join in? Do you manage to join the quiz?
Wait.
Okay. You can see my code, right?
Yes.
Okay, join in. We are at the second part of the lesson already. You have missed like 1 hour plus of lesson. So you might be a bit lost. If you are lost, please, I'm going to send the link to the recording later. So you can watch the recording of the class if you have missed out the first part. Okay? All right. Anyone else would like to add in? So those who said zoo, you might need to be a bit more specific. Which zoo are you going to talk about? Zoo Negara? Or maybe John Crocodile Farm? Okay, Zoo Negara, that's good, Sylvia. Anyway, Zoo Negara is N capital letter for the word Negara because it's a proper, we'll call that a proper noun. Okay, good, Sylvia. Okay, time's up. Okay. Let's see. The next question. All right. The next question is the second note. So please remember what we have discussed because you will need this when you write your own report later. So what is the purpose of the visit? You need to expand on this note. What is the purpose of the visit? Let's say just now you put down Sarawak Cultural Village. So what is the purpose of the visit to Sarawak Cultural Village? Those who have written down museum, like Hong Yong, what is the purpose of the visit to the museum? Okay, those who have put down the word, what was it just now? Zoo. So what is the purpose of the visit to the zoo? What did you see? No, that is not the purpose of the visit. That, in fact, is another note that I put up. So what is the purpose of the visit? So, for example, okay, very good, Hong Yong, know about the history of things. You need the word of, know about the history of things. To learn about Sarawak culture and history, very good. You need the word about. To learn about Sarawak culture and history. To learn about Sarawak culture and history. To meet friends and can see the condition of the classroom. Very good, since Kyung Ho mentioned visit to SMK Green Road. You might not want to use the word friends though. You might want to say to meet the members of their English Language Society. Okay, since you are having the visits under English Language Society, So you might say to meet friends or to meet members of their English language society and to see the condition of their classroom. Maybe not really on the classroom, maybe and to see the condition of their language room. Okay, make it fit the purpose of the club. All right. Learn the animal name. Very good, Sylvia. To learn the names of the animals. All right, to learn the names of the animals. I'm correcting your grammar as well. So if you have a pen and a pencil, a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper, you can jot it down. Okay, to learn the names of the animals. You can see animals not found elsewhere. Okay, very good, Sally. But that would be an elaboration. It's not the purpose. Right? So the purpose would be to see animals that cannot be found elsewhere. Okay, help to gain a better understanding about the importance of caring for the environment. Very good, Samantha. So it's about environmental awareness. That's right. So you can say the purpose is to gain a better understanding about the importance of caring for the environment. Good. Okay, what else? I have many more of you who have not answered. I have 11 of you in class and only 6 of you have responded. So 5 more. You need a bit more time. You have around 2 minutes to answer. Type it and click the word submit. Okay, 1 minute plus. We'll wait for you. Okay, you can jot down these purposes in a piece of paper. Right, understand the plant source. What do you mean by the plant source? Understand the source of our food, or understand about the plants, maybe. Joanna, your point isn't very clear. I'm not sure what is it that you want to understand. So you can correct that by saying to understand about our food source. Okay, food source means where our food comes from. All right, or to understand about plants. Okay, any more? We have 4 more who have not responded. Come on, people. Just click submit. Okay, time's almost up. 40 seconds left. For those who have not submitted, you have 40 seconds left. Okay. Learn the source of plants. What do you mean by the source of plants? Learn about the plants or learn about the source of our food. The source of plant sounds awkward, like I don't actually understand what you mean. Okay, time's up. So Joanna, learn the source of plant is still vague. I do not understand what that's supposed to mean. Okay? So like I said, you can change that to learn about our food source, or learn about where our food comes from, or learn about plants. All right, and plants would be in the plural form. Learn about plants. It could be that as well. Okay. Anyway, I will move on to the next part. Okay, expand on the next note. What did you see? So it depends on where you have put down. So what did you see? Those who have put down cultural village, what did you see there? Okay, those who are writing about the zoo, what did you see? I see nothing. How can you see nothing? If this is how you're going to write in your report, I will still give you mark, but it will be very, very low. And if you're writing this report to the principal, for real, I'm sure the principal is going to throw the report away. Tiger, crocodile, giraffe, and so on. Very good, because you're visiting the zoo. Okay, you have visited the zoo, so this would be the things that you can see there. That's right. I do not want this responder. I see nothing. Okay, you see animals. Good, Sally. You might want to elaborate a bit about the animals. Okay, but yes, you can say I see animals. That would be your main topic sentence, but you need a bit more elaboration. I can see the plants. Good. What type of plants that you see? Again, you need to elaborate a bit on that. Okay, you see the classroom, the library, and the school background. School background. Do you mean the school backyard or the school compound, not the school background? That's not how you use the word background. Okay, Tiong Ho. Melayu house, people make some performance and food shop. All right, good, Shafiq. This will be in the cultural village. You can see not Melayu house. You can see the Malay house. Malay house also sounds awkward. You can see the traditional houses of the Malay. There will be a much better way of phrasing it. Okay, the traditional houses of the Malay. People making some performance. You might want to be more specific on the performance. Maybe people performing dances. All right, you can see dance performance. All right, can see the food shop. Okay, good, shop selling food. I can see many animals. That's right, Samantha. But you need to name the animals later in your elaboration. You can see what? 9 authentic replica buildings representing every major ethnic group in Sarawak. Okay, good. I hope you did not copy and paste from Google. But right, if you can put down the words like authentic replica buildings, this will give you bonus marks in terms of language, because it shows that you have the vocabulary, The word authentic and replica, these are a bit of a high level word that you managed to use. Good. And major ethnic group. Okay, the word major and ethnic, this would be a higher level vocabulary. If you can use this in your essay later, it will merit you higher marks in terms of language. Okay, Hong Yon said animals, history, things, old buildings. Please notice that your spelling for the word building is wrongly spelled. Okay, double check on that. Animals, history, things. Where are you visiting, Hong Yong? I thought you have visited the museum. If you're writing about the museum, I'm not very sure if you can see animals at the museum. Okay? Unless you're talking about prehistoric animals. History things. You don't say history things, they are called historical artifacts. All right? The proper term would be historical artifacts. Old things, okay lah, acceptable. Or a better word would be the word antiques. Old buildings. Okay, old buildings acceptable. All right, can see the big red flower. What big red flower are you talking about, Joanna? You might need to name the flower. Is it the hibiscus or is it the rafflesia? What big red flower are you talking about? Okay, Akila said crocodile and statue. Where's the place? The zoo, yes, you can see crocodile, but I'm not very sure about the word statue. You might need to be a bit more specific. What sort of statue are you talking about? Okay, statues of animals. Maybe if you're talking about the zoo. Okay, I think I've given you feedback on your responses, and that's right. Almost everyone hits the dot except for I see nothing by what is my name. This must be Abang Daniel. Okay, and this is not funny. If you're writing this in your report, if a real report to be submitted to the principal, it will be thrown out or it will be thrown into the trash can. If you're writing this for your exam, I will mark you very low in terms of content. Okay, or task fulfillment because you did not answer the question. All right, expand on the next note. Okay, expand on the next note. What did you do? So again, depends on the place that you visit. What did you do there? If you have visited the museum, what did you do there? If you have visited SMK Green Road, what did you do there? Right? Now is what did you do? It's not what did you see, huh? So do not repeat the points. Take photos. Very good, Sylvia. What else? Remember, you have to write about this in one paragraph. So if you just talk about take photos, it might be a bit too brief. You will not have enough points unless you're able to elaborate on it very well. Talk to the students there. Okay, Tiong Ho, you might want to be a bit more specific as well. Who did you talk to? Like what sort of students? Is it just the members of the English Language Society or students in general? And what do you mean by the talk to them? Do you have an interview with them? Or did you give a speech or what? Okay, so you might need to be a bit more specific on this. Know about some history. Knowing things is not what you do. Okay, so what did you do requires some sort of action. Maybe you can say take down notes, listen to lectures on the historical artifacts, go for a tour around the museum. So that would be the action. Knowing about some history is not the action. So this cannot answer the question, what did you do? All right, can feed animals. Okay, Sally, good. Just minus the word can. So what did you do then? You fed the animals. Past tense for the word feed is fed, F-E-D. Okay, good. You fed the animals. You might want to elaborate a bit more later. What sort of animals did you feed? Take a picture and write down important things. That's right, Akila. Very good. You take not only one picture, so you don't say the word a picture, you say take pictures. Okay, and write down the important things. All right. Take photo. Again, Amirul, it must be plural. Take photos and ask about Sarawak history. Okay. Take the picture of the animal. Samantha, it must be plural. Take the pictures of the animals. Okay, actually, you don't need the. Take pictures of the animals. All right. And elaborate a bit more later what sort of animals and why did you take their photos and so on. Okay, sightseeing, buy some food and enjoy the performance such as the local dances and stories. Very good. Local dance, you might want to put it plural because there are a lot of local dancers around. And stories, you might want to put this in the plural as well. Okay, enjoy the performance such as local dancers and story is not really a performance unless you say storytelling. Okay, water the flower. Okay, good. You help to water the flower. Flower, I think, should be the plural form unless you only water one particular plant. Okay, it should be water the plant, plural, water the plants. Water the flower. It's a bit awkward. You don't water the flower actually. You water the plants. Or if you are talking about one specific or one particular plant only, then water the plant. Yes, it can be in the singular form. But you need to be specific later. Okay? Any more responses? I think Abang Daniel's response is missing. Take the animals' pictures to be used as memories. Take the animals' pictures. This phrase is a bit awkward. Take pictures of the animals. Okay? Take pictures of the animals to be used as memories. To be used as memories is awkward as well. So a better way of phrasing is take pictures of the animals to be kept. To be kept, or take pictures of animals as a token of the visit. So to be used as memories, this part sounds awkward. Right, Joanna's corrected, water the plant. Good. Okay, time's up. Okay. Make sure you jot down my correction or whatever you have written here, or even some of your friends' points if you think they are good and relevant. Okay? You will need all these notes later when you write your own report. So this is to help you out. All right, next question. Expand on the next note. What did you learn? So what did you learn from that visit? What did you learn from the particular visit? Okay, this one would be in the last paragraph, in paragraph 4. What did you learn in this visit? The local history, good. What else? Now, what did you learn can be something on knowledge, or it could be a lesson, like a moral value, right? Depending on your visit and the purpose of the visit. Okay, you can learn about the local history. That's right. What else? Okay, how to planting. All right. I understand what you mean, but you need to correct in terms of the language. How to plant trees, how to plant flowers, how to do gardening, how to plant herbs. So you need to correct the language, not how to planting. How to do gardening in general, or it can be a bit more specific. Okay, Sally said, can learn about animals, such as how to raise animals. Okay, good. You can learn about the animals. Learn about the animals because you're talking about the animals in the zoo. Okay, you can learn about the animals, such as how to raise the animals. All right. You need to elaborate a bit more by giving examples or be a bit more specific which animals you're talking about. All right, how to plant flower. Very good, Joanna. Flower may be in the plural form, how to plant flowers. Learn about the animal where from. Okay, let me try to understand this. Learned about where the animals come from. Okay, Sylvia? Correction to the language. Learned about where the animals come from. Learn about how to decorate our own school. Okay lah, Tiong Ho. Can lah, but you might not want to be the whole school in general. Might want to be a bit more specific. learned about how to improve the aesthetic appeal of the school. Okay, instead of using the word decorate, you can say improve on the aesthetic appeal, or I don't know. Just that the word decorate sounds a bit awkward. I mean, it can be used, but it's just a bit awkward. It's not the best word that you can use. Learn some histories. Okay, why you use the word some, Hong Yon? All right, what is my name? That is better. Learn about Sarawak's history. That's right. Learn about the animal comes from. Learn about where. Okay, Sylvia, learn about where the animals, plural, come from. Learn about where the animals come from. Okay, Samantha, learn to move past their fears and trepidation. What? And trepidation about certain animals, reptiles, and birds. Okay. All right, can say the students learn to move past their fears and trepidation about certain animals, reptiles, and bugs. All right, acceptable. In fact, I like the word fears and trepidation. These are good vocabulary, so it will merit you marks in terms of your language. Okay, fears and trepidation. Can learn about various ethnic groups in Sarawak. Okay, good, Amirul. But you might want to be a bit more specific though. Maybe you are say learn about the cultures of the various ethnic groups in Sarawak. Okay, learn about the cultures of various ethnic groups in Sarawak. Improve our sejarah. What do you mean by that? Improve our historical knowledge. Maybe that will be much better. You cannot improve history because history is something past. So you cannot improve on things that has happened. But you can improve on your knowledge of these things. So improve our historical knowledge. That would be much better. Sylvia said, learn about where the animal comes from. Okay. I would say animals plural. Learn about where the animals, animals. Okay, this word in plural, animals in plural. Learned about where the animals come from. Okay, good. Am I going too fast? I hope not. Okay, the last note, if I recall correctly. How did you feel? Okay, expand on this note. How did you feel? Maybe it could be how did you feel during the school visit, or how did you feel after the school trip? How did you feel? Okay, you felt happy, excited, happy, good. Or even the feeling before the school trip. You felt cheerful, very good. I like the word cheerful. That is a better vocabulary. Okay, excited and happy at the same time. Shafiq is not in the same time, it's at the same time. Delight, okay, it means you feel joy, right? Good. Happy, proud, and excited. Proud, okay lah, proud of your culture. Good. Okay, make sure you jot down all these notes. Happy, excited, cheerful, delight, proud. Okay, Sally said, I think it's very strange and very happy because I saw, oh wait, I think it's very strange and very happy because I saw so many different animals. I don't understand the use of the word strange. You might be in awe of the animals, like you're amazed by the animals, but the word strange is awkward. Like, I don't understand why you use the word strange. Okay, because I saw so many different animals. Okay, I like your reasoning. You felt happy because you saw all these animals, but why you use the word strange? What are you trying to say actually, Sally? I feel very happy. And what is WXCITI? Ah, exciting. You feel very happy, and Samantha, the right word is not exciting, it should be excited. You feel happy and excited. The school visit was exciting. Okay? There's a difference between the word excited and exciting. Excited would be your feeling. Exciting would be describing that particular event. Okay, so the school visit was exciting. I felt excited. Okay, Samantha? Sally, I still don't get your word strange. You don't think it is strange. What is strange? Okay? You felt happy, yes, but not strange. Okay, any more? Okay, those who wanted to correct your response or submit another response, you have less than 2 minutes to do so. I feel very happy because I saw so many different animals. Good. Oh, another thing, right? I noticed a lot of you have used the present tense. If you look at the notes and the question and the task itself, have the school visit occurred? Is the school visit in the past, in the present, or in the future? You normally report on things that has already happened. Okay? So I'm sure by now you would understand that the school visit has already taken place, so it's in the past. If the school visit is in the past, and especially when the notes have given you the question in the past, so I would expect you to use the past tense. You can use simple past tense when you describe the school visit. So you would use the word felt, F-E-L-T, which is the past tense form for the word feel. Okay? And the word saw, yes, this is past tense. Right? Felt, F-E-L-T, not feel. Okay. Time's up. Time's almost up. Anyone else would like to submit a different response? Okay, time's up. Now, this is your task for today. We are at the end of the lesson. It's 10 o'clock sharp. So I'm going to end the class in a few minutes. So what is your work for this week is to write this report. You can write it in the foolscap paper so that you know what is the length of 120 words. Remember to use the correct format. Okay, remember to use the correct format. And you should spend 35 minutes on this task.
Yes.
All right, 35 minutes.
Okay.
Try not to spend like more than that, because in your exam or during your exam, you only have 1 hour to answer 2 essays question for your writing paper. The first essay will be an email. The second essay will be an essay that looks like this. Okay, this is a formatted essay, which means you have a format to follow because it's write a report, not just write an essay. Okay, write a report means that it must be a report.
Yes.
So make sure you follow the correct format. Okay, make sure you follow the correct format and do it within 35 minutes. I have already discussed, or we have already discussed the points. We've come up with the points. I've given you some feedback. So based on that, I'm sure you're good to go. Okay? Is there any question?